Today we're going to finish graphing these exponential functions, showing the transformations from the parent function. The parent function is y equals 2 to the x power, right? If you were to take all this stuff away and strip this of its base and its exponent, you'd have y is equal to 2 to the x power. Now, what does this, and this do to the graph? It's going to shift it left, right, up, down, flip it, yes. So now, where do these numbers come from? If you were to plug -2 in here, you would get 1/4. If you were to plug -1 in here, you get 1/2. If you plug 0 in, 2 to the 0 power is 1, 2 to the first power is 2, and 2 to the second power is 4, 2 to the third is 8. So now, does anybody remember from Friday, what's the first operation we do? Do we do this? Very good, good memory. X, you're gonna take your x values and you shift it 3 units to the left. So 3 to the left. Now, how do we move these numbers 3 to the left? What do we do with our x values? We subtract 3. So if I were to take these and subtract 3, what do you get? What's -2 minus 3?
-5, -4, -3, -2, -1.
Good. What do I do with my y values? Keep them the same. Good job. Okay, now, so this is our first step. I'll call that A. What's the second step?
Y times -5.
Good job. Y times -1/2. Now what that's going to do is it's going to flip your graph over the x-axis, and it's also going to vertically compress it by a factor of 1/2. So what we do is we take all of our y values and we're going to multiply them by -1/2. So I'm going to write this out. What's 1/4 times -1/2? You guys remember the rule for multiplication with fractions?
Common denominator.
You don't need a common denominator. With multiplying, you multiply across and
across.
down. Yep,
-1/8.
yep, -1/8. So then what's 1/2 times -1/2?
-1/4.
Good, -1/4. This is good practice for you guys. What is 1 times -1/2? -1/2. What's 2 times -1/2? -1. What's 4 times -1/2? -2. And what's 8 times -1/2? Good. What should I have done with my x values? Keep them the same. Okay, last thing. What are you going to do with
Y
this?
-0.
Y
Or
minus
minus 1, I'm sorry.
y -1. Take your y values and bring them down 1 unit. What do we do with our x's?
Keep them the same.
Good. So if we take this and bring it down 1 unit, it's -1 1/8. How about this one? Bring this down 1 unit. Mhm. Bring this down 1 unit.
1.5,
Bring this down 1.
2,
Bring this down 1.
3,
Bring this down 1.
5.
Okay, what do we do now? Graph what?
The last one.
These points. So let's go 5 to the left and down 1 1/8. Over 4, down 1 1/4. Then 3 -1/2. 2 -2. -1 -3. And 0 -5. So, do you see the smooth curve being shaped? What is this graph going to get closer and closer to but not cross? What kind of one? What kind of one is this? It's a -1. So, what did we call this line, this imaginary line? It's called an asymptote. The graph is gonna get closer and closer to it, but it's not gonna cross. So when we draw this, when we connect our dots, this is what it looks like. Now, do you remember where in the equation do you get that horizontal asymptote? Do you see it? Right there. That's your horizontal asymptote, y equals -1. Okay, 2 more, and we're done with this assignment. Help me out, what's the first thing I'm gonna do?
X plus 4.
Take my x value and do what?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. And then what?
Y times
And then what?
y plus, or minus 1.
Yep, so let's do it. Let's see if we can do the math here. Let's add 4 to these, what do you get?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Good, what do I do with my x's? Or my y's, I'm sorry. Keep them the same. Okay, then what? Keep my x's the same now, and let's attack the y values. What do we do with the y's? We're gonna multiply these by a half. So what's 1/4?
1/8.
Good, times a half is 1/8. This is giving you good practice on multiplying stuff. I'm glad we're doing these without a calculator, but we're gonna check this one. This one is, what did I do? 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. 1 times a half is a half. 2 times a half is 1. 4 times a half is 2. And 8 times a half is 4. And the last thing you're gonna do is, Jack, are you typing it in the calculator? Can I see it when you're done?
-1.
Okay. So what's 1/8? 1/8 minus 1.
-1/8.
Minus 7/8.
Minus 7/8, good. What's 1/4 minus 1? It's like, what's a quarter
Minus 3/4.
minus a dollar is -3/4, good. And what's 1/2 minus 1?
Minus that.
Uh-huh, and then we have a 0 here, we have a 1, and we have a 3. So let's plot these points, and we're gonna, just for fun, we're gonna check it on the calculator. So over 2, down 7/8, over 3, down 3/4, 1/2. Let me make this better. I'm gonna make it large. So over 2, down 7/8, then 3, 3/4, a half, 5/0, 6/1, and 7/3. Do you see the smooth curve? And what's this graph getting closer and closer to? What's the horizontal asymptote? Y equals -1. So here's our horizontal asymptote. And then here's gonna be your graph. Do not let it cross that line, y equals -1. And Jack, Jack typed it in for me. Let's see how close check this out. Are we on? Looks like we're pretty good. Now let's verify our table. Let's see if our table of numbers is correct. Are we good? So over 2, that number, -0.875, is another number for 7/8, -7/8. Over